promise, 35 different industries, experts from each, talking about the challenges, the hardships, and the opportunities. Today, we've got Kelly Buckner with, man, how to use your phone for branding. Kelly, thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
No worries. And we've got a great lineup. We're going to talk about how to get your kids to college. We're going to talk about networking and how to build a networking in this new age, and liability, commercial liability. So keep following Expert35. If you have any questions, if you want to follow and stay informed, text Expert35 to the number on the screen. And if you actually want to be involved and follow Kelly in her journey, because she's going to blow your mind about marketing and branding and using technology that's in your pocket, there you go, Kelly Buckner, and you are expert 48. Kelly,
Good
tell us a
number.
little bit about you. Tell us, tell people how you got into this.
So I've been doing photography for over 20 years. I started a wedding photography business when I was in college, and I did that about 6 years, and I loved it. But just got burnt out and it was time to move on. And then I had a clothing boutique for a long time and I promoted that. I had about 10,000 followers on social media and I did all my own marketing and I did all my own photography for that. So I am now training entrepreneurs how to use the smartphone, the tool they carry around every day, to maximize their content and visual content on social media and beyond.
So interesting, right? Because all that experience being hands-on, and you're really bootstrapping half the time because you're building a brand, right? And
Big
so
time.
so timely, because especially right now, so many people are shifting. The revenues aren't where they were, or they're starting a new career. I mean,
Yeah.
the times are tough. So this is the perfect timing. And I love that we're talking about something as simple as using the tools that you're available, right? But technology is changing super fast.
hmm
What should we be looking for?
It's really important to look for ways to use what you already have. The technology is going to be improving no matter what. It's going to be accelerating. The technology that's in the iPhone 11 is absolutely crazy. Coming from a photographer who I owned a lot of photography gear, I've paid a lot of money for a lot of lenses. What people don't know is that the new wide angle lens that's in the iPhone 11 is like a $1,500 lens if you were to buy it for a DSLR camera. So it's really powerful, the stuff that we have, but it's really also important that you maximize what you already do have. So like this is the smaller, older phone. It's a demo that I'm holding because I'm using my phone to do this interview. But essentially the phone, it doesn't matter what you have, as long as you know there's certain skills that you can take on and maximize any tool that any level of smartphone. It does not matter. You just need to be able to use lighting and angle and composition to your benefit to share your message.
And it's in our pocket. We talked about it. It's like $10,000+ worth of technology sitting right there.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Totally unappreciated. So help us appreciate it. I'm going to show some of your photos just because this is
Okay.
amazing, right? Here's a photo, and tell us, what can we do? I mean, how do we set up conversation? How can we just make something as amazing as that? I mean, I know you just took that, yourself.
Yeah. So I always funny. I always joke that everybody lives like right here. I mean, you'll walk around and it's funny. After people take my course, they always say, I can't get it out of my head. I can't unsee what other people do now. But a lot of people live like right here. But it's really important that we know that this is the most agile, mobile piece of equipment we can use. And so this can go really, really high. It can go on I have photographed stuff right on the floor. But see the world differently and like how can you tell a story with a photo rather than just take a photo? That is hugely powerful. So look around. That is a piece of carpet. Like that's a rug underneath me. So that color just underneath instead of just photographing against a wall, I'm photographing down and telling a story a little bit more. So yeah, and using the rule of thirds is super important. And I can even give you a trick on how to turn your grid on so that you can maximize that
Oh, do it, do it.
that
How do we
option.
turn our grid on? Do it.
Yes. Okay. So to turn your grid on an iPhone, all you do is you go to settings, you scroll down to the camera, and then you select that, and then you turn on your grid. So there'll be a little toggle, turn the grid on. If you have an Android, you're going to go into your actual camera app. Okay, and you're going to go in the app, and on the top left, I think it usually is, there's like a wheel, like a spindle wheel. You're going to click on that. That's like settings. You're going to scroll all the way down until you see grid. When you click on the grid, you're going to select 3x3, not 4x4, and that
Got
will
it.
turn your grid on. And it's going to be lines on your camera that are going to allow you to compose the image and see where it is and get your horizon straight. It's powerful. Just keep it on all the time. It's
Amazing. I
awesome.
got a great question. So Jana is asking, what's something I can do in 5 minutes a day?
5 minutes a day, you should set up something. Just set up, just take at least 2 photos per day if you can, but set up something in your space that brings content. So like it might be photographing a mug, it might be photographing a book that you're reading. I never photograph a book the same way. I love to read, but I never photograph it the same way twice. I usually position myself holding it in such a way that looks natural. I've even set up my tripod, so I use this little gadget, this tripod, and I'll put the link in the comments later to it. It's really cool. But I use it to get hands-free. But spend 5 minutes a day. Put it on your phone, get an alarm that says take photos right now, and spend 5 minutes going outside and taking pictures, because you're going to practice seeing. That's one of the biggest things, is knowing that the ordinary becomes extraordinary. It depends on how you look at it and take
Well, and talk
pictures of
about
it.
ordinary. So talk about this photo. You were just walking, right?
Yeah. So I did not set this up as a photo shoot. I was literally dressed like this because I do dress up a lot. But I was dressed like this, and I was going to a doctor's appointment, and I walked up, and when I went to the doctor's appointment, there was this wall outside, and because I have my tripod with me all the time, I just set this up on a half wall, and I just got the photo really fast, and then I went into my doctor's appointment. It was like the most spontaneous headshot, and now it's across all my platforms. That's what I use.
And
So
we off camera, we were talking about a couple little tricks, like you will smile, like how make sure you're smiling. Like what were some
yes.
of those little, like, simple hints?
So whenever you set it up, so the goal is when to get hands-free. So you really don't want to take headshots like this with your hand out. You really want to get hands-free. So I do recommend doing this. So when you're all set up and you're ready to go, one of the tricks is you're going to look, first of all, look into the camera hole. Don't look into the screen. Look into the camera hole, and then just laugh. Like laugh, and then sometimes when you laugh, it makes you laugh because you're laughing. It's just like this
It's like
chain
contagious,
reaction.
right?
Yes. And so you need to be snapping, because this comes with a Bluetooth remote. So then you can be holding this and just take pictures,
Mhm.
which is really fun. So you can just be laughing and then look into the camera hole and laugh. Another way just to smile, so that you're not like laughing like it's too big, and you want just that open. You see how there's like a space between my teeth and then my bottom lip, so that my teeth are not smashed up against my lip. What you do is you smile, and then you exhale largely, and you take a photo on the exhale. So you go, and when you cannot exhale with your teeth attached to your lip.
Aha.
So
Nice.
you have to like exhale, and when you exhale, there's just a little bit of space so that you can breathe, and then it looks more like it puts the muscles in your face in the right place.
That great. I mean, that's just great
Yeah.
ideas, right? And
Hmm.
this kind of feeds right into this. It's like, why are we doing this? People are like, should we even care about creating our own content, and why?
It's just so important that we take ownership of our brand. When you're building something from the ground up, like when I was building my photography business or my clothing boutique, it's yours. It represents everything that you want to put out in the world and how you want to connect with your ideal audience. So it's really important that to create content, it's original. And on social media, it's really important that you have original content, because the algorithms are going to work better in your favor. If you're starting to pull stock photography, or you pull somebody else's, oh, please don't do that. Please don't take someone else's photo and use it. It's just, just be original. um,
Right.
so essentially, when you create your own content, people start seeing it as a signature. When they're scrolling through the feed and they want to follow you, you create that consistency of content, they stop scrolling because they know it's you, and you put a signature on your brand. And when you build that trust with people with your brand, they're going to stay loyal to you, and they're going to follow you. And they're going to stop. The goal is to stop people from scrolling and to make them hear your message. And they can't hear your message if they don't stop. So you have to be original to be able to do that. And the only way to do that is to create your own original content.
Yeah. And we talked a little bit offline too, that saying, hey, if you outsource it, there's great people that can write that content.
Yes.
But if you didn't know how to do it yourself, it's really hard to translate that. Right.
That's
So,
right. That is
yeah.
so true. It's really important because I get people coming to me all the time that have outsourced a lot of their branding or their social media and photography. And they're like, it just didn't feel like me. That's one of the biggest things. It doesn't feel like me. And so they have to go back to the drawing board of building their own content. And so I want to empower people to be able to do that anywhere, anytime that they want. And it does feel like them, but it's professional as well. So you be careful how to outsource. It's okay to outsource. You just got to know how to do it so that when you do outsource, you can ask the right questions to the person that you're bringing on to your brand.
Right.
And so the confusion doesn't happen.
You want to control that brand the whole time. So
for sure.
Best things to do to take advantage of this time, what should we do with this extra time that we have right now?
It's really important to invest and work on your business. So a lot of times when we're working in the business, we're helping the clients, we're doing the thing. We don't have time to work on the business. Working on the business and in the business are two different things. So right now, work on the business so that when you really get ramped up, you can serve your people better. You can serve your audience better, and learn. And I know this word has been used so much lately, I know, but it's super important. You've got to learn how to pivot your business on your why, not your what. So you have your why, and then you pivot around that, and you don't pivot on your what. So I'm not going to pivot on, needing to serve people in the studio. My why is to help people do their business better and more, more powerfully through visual content. So I'm going to serve them better. So I've implemented taken my workshop virtually and all that. And then make sure that you know exactly who your ideal audience is and establish who you're talking to. I mean, down to the detail of exactly who you're talking to, and write that person down to where they shop, if they're married, if they have kids, what age are they, what do they look like, all the things. And then how to market your visual content because you know who you're talking to.
So true. Super great advice, right? I love your 3 things to do now. And I really understand now that it's just, we have this technology in our pocket, right?
It's so easy. Yes.
Start using it. I think it's, even to us. I mean, the first time I was on Expert35, I was looking, I didn't know where to look. I didn't know what to say, but it becomes a little bit of second nature. Yes. Thank you so much for being on the show. I know you guys you've been collaborating with some of the other experts, Kivani, and you guys have like a podcast. I'm going to let you shamelessly promote your podcast.
Yes, I'm so excited. Kivani was on another one of your shows, which I'm excited about. She and I are going to collaborate on a new podcast coming up called The Bold Soul, and we're working on it. We're hoping to launch this summer. We still have details to work out, but we're really excited. There she is in the photo. So yeah, she actually has a new office across the hall from mine, which is great. So we're going to have a lot of collaborations. But yeah, we're going to do a podcast about mindset and imagery and how that all works together. It's called The Bold Soul, and we're going to do it's image and intuition. So it's going to be really, really fun collaboration.
Amazing. And we'll put information on the notes on how to join, how to track it. Follow us on Expert35. We're going to let you go into the notes because there's questions. People want to know where to get that tripod. People want to know how to become better photographers. Kelly, amazing content.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on Expert35 today.
Truly appreciate it. You have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to leave her podcast up a little bit so you can see about it and you can learn a little bit more. You can text Expert35 to track, to follow us. Thank you for joining us, guys. We'll see you guys soon.
We educate during difficult times. We collaborate at Expert35. This is for a better tomorrow and a better today. Let's come together and together we will find a way. You got questions, we got solutions. You got problems, we got resolutions. Visit expert35.com. No need to worry, just remain calm.